what's going on, everybody? Random Wednesday reaction. So I came across this strange news story here in Tokyo, and I just thought I'd share it. So I saw this face on the news. And I was thinking to myself, why do I know that face? I've seen that sheepish smile somewhere, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. And then it hits me, the reason I know this guy's face is because I've literally seen it hundreds of times. So here in Japan, they got police stations in every city, every ward. You won't go too far without finding a police station, right? And outside of these police stations, they have these bulletin boards. And posted on those boards are pictures of missing men and women. And then they also have pictures of Japan's most wanted criminals. I wasn't sure what he did, but I definitely knew his face. And apparently he was one of Japan's most wanted men. And his name was Satoshi Kirishima. And he was a suspect in several bombings, one of which, in 1974, killed 8 people and injured 165. And those bombings were in connection with some Japanese radical group called the East Asia Anti-Japan Armed Front. What the kind of name is that? So anyway, last week there's this 70-year-old man named Hiroshi Uchida who goes to the hospital for treatment for terminal stomach cancer. And I guess he realizes that he's not long for this world, so he lets the staff know that he wants to face his death with his real name. And his real name is Satoshi Kirishima. And he's been on the run for about 50 years. And just days after that confession, he succumbs to stomach cancer and doesn't have to answer for any of his crimes. The end. How do you evade capture for 50 years? Not 5, not 15, 50. In a country that is smaller than the state of California. And this guy was right underneath your noses.
How, Sway?
And the only reason they caught him is because he confessed on his deathbed? That's crazy to me. But I guess I could see how it might happen. Because Japan is one of those places where, for the most part, people do keep to themselves, right? Especially here in Tokyo. You can live here in Tokyo in a place and not know any of your neighbors and live there for years. Believe me, I know. Apparently he was being paid in cash from his job, didn't have a car, didn't have a license, so it wasn't like the police were pulling him over. And that makes sense to me too, because Japan's public transit system is phenomenal. So good, in fact, that if you don't want to have a car or pay for car insurance or pay for a drop of gasoline, you don't have to. And you can still get pretty much anywhere you need to go in Japan. Their public transit is safe, it's fast, and it's reliable. Even though I can see how Satoshi Kirishima slipped under the radar, it still sucks for the victims though, right? I mean, those people who got injured or those people who were killed, I'm sure those people want closure and some of their families want closure, but what kind of closure is that? He got away with it. But maybe not all is lost because there are still some members of that radical group who are still on the run, and maybe they'll get brought to justice. Japan has some strange news stories sometimes, and this was definitely one of many, but I just wanted to hop on and talk about it a little bit. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you very, very soon in the next one. Peace.